All right, guys, another Schmolke Investment Team practice report, August 8th. We were in at 10:45. We've got, I don't know how many periods, buddy, did we get? And then they're going inside, and then we're going to have Brian Kelly afterwards. We're recording this before we get to talk to Brian Kelly. Buddy's got to get back to the station, but Mike Scarborough here, Buddy Songy, Schmolke Investment Team practice report. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this report.
Doesn't seem to be as bad as far as the heat goes. Look, 92, 93 is a lot different than 96, 97, but it is still hot. And we're starting to see a couple of the guys. LaTerrence Welsh has battled the heat. Aaron Anderson walking off a little bit today. J.K. Johnson once again on the scooter with a leg injury. Greg Brooks not being able to go. I don't know if I saw Brian Thomas Jr. Today, but we got a lot of spicy tidbits for you. And I tell you folks, I'm going to talk about the brush edge that has a little tweaking going on right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of some of the same stuff that we were saying out there, but you're starting to see some guys, like Buddy mentioned, the heat's getting to them, a little bit of walking wounded. Plimpton went out and had to get stretched out on the table. But again, unprecedented access from Brian Kelly today. They're now indoors right now as we're recording this. But Buddy saw some pretty salty stuff from Lance Hurd on the offensive line.
Lance Hurd is a man. He is a bad mofo. Let me tell you what, when he gets you on the ground, he pounds you as he had to teach Deshaun Womack. Both of these guys are true freshmen, and I think both were 5 stars. 53 blocking on 17. He pounded him after he put him down. I want to give you a little tidbit. We all love the way that Harold Perkins can bend that body and lean, how he contorts his body to get into the quarterback. Number 1, Omar Speights, folks. Wait till you see the way that son of a gun rushes the passer. Speights is going to be a fantastic player. All of this, of course, contingent on if you stay healthy. But Harold Perkins on one edge, Speights on another edge, 2 D linemen. That looks to me like that cheetah package in the making. Also, Braden Swinson getting a lot of reps as an edge rusher.
Overwhelmed with all the social media in today's world, it's so difficult to know what the facts are. That's where the Schmolke Investment Team comes in. They will help you manage your money and make the decision best suited for you and your family. When you invest your money with the Schmolke Investment Team, you get over 40 years of investment experience. Let Brian and Bart Schmolke help you pursue the future that you want. 318-448-3201. Give them a call, 318-448-3201. Securities and advisory service offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor member, FINRA/SIPC. Best in the business, been knowing the Schmolkes for well over 20 years, and nobody does it better than them, and you really need them right now. Call Bart and Brian.
All right, folks, we talk about the incredible depth at running back. Wilson Alexander with the Advocate does a great job. All the guys out here have been doing a great job. But we asked this question before practice. How are you going to keep 8 running backs healthy? How are you going to determine who to play and when to play down and distance? Obviously, there'll be some guys that catch the ball out the backfield better. Some will be short yardage guys. But, Mike, I've never seen this kind of depth at running back with this heat. And with this propensity to tie up and obviously, as you alluded to, we saw 5 LaTerrence Welsh going off. You need to have that dealt. This is going to be interesting. I'll be interested to see if Brian Kelly gets asked the question, how is Frank and Brian Kelly going to keep this running back room happy? Not that they can go anywhere, but they've got 8 guys. And, of course, we didn't know about Trey Bradford and John Emery until the start of the camp. 2 freshmen are looking good, and then, as we know, Josh Williams, Noah Kane, Logan Diggs, and Armani Goodwin, who got more reps today with the ones.
Well, you name multiple positions there. You know, Armani Goodwin's a guy who shows you flashes, but can he stay healthy for an entire football season? And then you go to the defense side of things, and, you know, Greg Brooks nicked up. You know, Major Burns, you know, can he stay healthy for an extended period of time? How about for an entire season would be nice. You know, there's a lot of those guys you just can ill afford to have any of those guys be lost for any period of time. We talked about Andre Sam yesterday and how good he looked, and he's going to be vitally important to that defensive backfield. But you're starting to get to that point, and yet there's still, you know, about to really get into the dog days. You're not even in the first week completed yet, and you're starting to see some of the things pile up. And I wonder, he's doing a good job of mixing up the outdoor and the indoor. I wonder at some point, they get a rest day tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that rest day tomorrow is coming at a real good time for those, and then they'll come back in full pads and go at it again.
Hey, look, we take notes, and we can't always sometimes remember everything that we want to put into the report. I want to give a shout out to Chris Hilton. He has looked good. Look, he's up to 190. He was 182, 183. He's battled injuries all through his career. He had a great day yesterday. And once again, another position that we know Malik Neighbors, Kyron Lacey, Brian Thomas Jr. are going to be your top three. Aaron Anderson left today. Looked like he was a little dealt with the weather. Was he sick? So look, I'm wiping my eyes because of sweat. These guys are throwing up. Folks, this is incredible hot. I don't care if you're 18, 22, or whatever. And I think you have to have that balance, Mike, of how hard do you work them and not take their legs away? How hard do you work them and not beat your team up? And oh, by the way, that's one of the things that I didn't mention. We didn't want to get into too much of the fight. But look, everybody in the country wants to beat your ass, LSU. Don't be fighting. It's a brotherhood. It's a bonding. It's the togetherness. All fingers to the fist. I mean, look, of course, I've already got a bet with local talk guy, Moscona. I said there won't be another fight in the fall camp. He says there will. We won't see another one.
I think there's going to be.
You do?
I'd be upset if there wasn't another fight. What is it? Patrick Queen tweeted out that he'd be mad at us all the time as much as we fought. They fought almost every period. I mean, the stories are legendary. Joe Burrow going after Devin White, going after Patrick Queen. And I don't know, to me, that's the spice of football and high testosterone and 100-degree heat. And the difference is the media is out here, and I think making a big mountain out of a molehill. Now, I will say this. You don't want to hear about players throwing punches because that's where the issue comes in. The last thing you want is a Harold Perkins breaking his hand because he swung at a guy wearing a helmet. That's it's one thing to get pushy, shovey, and all that stuff, but when you start swinging at helmets, that's just dumb. And I think that's where Brian Kelly gets really irritated.
But it's all about being on the same team and developing that bond. Look, last year the big thing that we had to deal with is that Malik Neighbors and others were talking trash and getting up in each other's face after scoring a touchdown. He teaches this brotherhood, togetherness, this bonding. And oh, by the way, when we talk about wide receivers, look, we talked about Hilton, got to stay healthy. Landon Albietta getting some reps. Shelton Sampson, Kai Preen, on and on. Kyle Parker, watch number 12, Kyle Parker. Jaylen Brown, the speedster. And oh, by the way, your Tigers came in. Mike, I predicted AP would be 7. That's next Monday. Coaches came in at 5. Georgia 1, Bama 3, LSU 5, Tennessee 10, Ole Miss 22, and A&M 25. Those are your SEC teams. Of course, the 2 coming in, Oklahoma and Texas also ranked. But where'd you think? Did you think 5's a little high, or you thought it would be there?
I think that's probably maybe on the high end, but I think anywhere 5 through 8 is probably where they should be. I think they got the high end ranking, but if they would have been 8 and say Florida State was 10, I think that's probably where a lot of people might have thought. But I think 5 is a good spot. I think BK probably likes the fact that Alabama's ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia's, of course, where they belong. I think it's a good spot to start the season. Florida State game, what is that, a 2.5 spread right now?
Yeah, spread's 2.5 right now.
Yeah.
It probably changed, but they came in at 8, so that is a top 10 matchup. That
the game of the
we've
first
been talking.
weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, I'm going to just give you some matchups one-on-one. I like to watch the big uglies. How about this, folks? Will Campbell blocking one-on-one against Savion Jones. Garrett Dellinger trying to block Mason Smith. Charles Turner, let's give him credit. He's leading the center spot right now. He's blocking Tank Gilroy. Do you think number 90 Tank Gilroy can have the kind of year we're all hoping? Because you and I both like that guy and hope he does.
Yeah,
something.
How many plays does he play a game? I like for him to really show up and be that guy, and I think he wants it really bad.
Other matchups blocking one-on-one. Miles Frazier against Mekhi Wingo. Mekhi Wingo's held a single block. And, of course, as we know, Emory Jones, once again, blocking against Omar Speights. Omar Speights is so quick. Now, Omar Speights is 235. Emory Jones is 315. but he's leaning and he's getting low, and all of a sudden he's around you and he's sacking the quarterback. Once again, as a tackle, you got to bend those knees, and you've got to definitely, and of course, as we know, Mike, if you're at Alabama, you hold on every play. They teach you how to do that. But LSU, early on, a lot of matchups. Other matchups, I said, look, Lance Hurd not only gets his hand on you, he doesn't let go, but he pounded Deshaun Womack.
Well, but that's just it. He does that too many times with Deshaun Womack, a prideful kid, and people are oohing and ahhing, and egos start flying. That's where that stuff's going to happen. You know, I think it's just natural.
Mason Lunsford, look for this guy.
Yes.
I like him a lot. He's going to be the 2 deep today. He's blocking a big D tackle. Marlon Martinez, the second tackle, blocking on Fitzgerald West and Jalen Lee. Kimo McAnally once again at left guard, blocking on Jordan Jefferson, another defensive lineman from West Virginia we haven't talked about much. And Bo Bordelon blocking on Quincy Wiggins. I love these matchups because you get a chance to see the individual skills.
Guys, if you enjoyed this practice report, hit the like button, share. Also, because of today, where there was no photos, no video cameras allowed, so we're not going to have any of that on TigerBait today. We'll have this practice report. We're going to have Brian Kelly also on the channel, the full press conference there. And again, with this weather, and you need to hydrate, go see my friends over at Drip IV on Perkins Road. Give them a call, 225-256-3634. Tell them you heard about them on TigerBait, and they're going to give you 10% off your drip. And they've got many different cocktails of those drips, depending on what you're looking for. Almost everybody's looking to be hydrated right now. I'm going to get one in the next couple of days, and I'm going to see if I can get Buddy in there as well. Go see Drip IV over there by Iverstein Farms on Perkins Row, and tell them you heard about them on TigerBait. Anything else you want to add?
Just a couple of other tidbits. Look, we have fun with all these analogies, but Pimpton, number 88, when you see him on the field, folks, don't be shocked if they slide him out in the flat. He's got hands as soft as a baby's butt. I mean, he really catches the ball well. Of course, as we know, Mason Taylor is going to be a go-to guy. Jaden Daniels, Garrett Nussmeier, all throwing the ball. Really, we couldn't see too much. Bottom line is, I think they get to full pads on Thursday. But once again, and one other tidbit, we had a lot of interaction. Oh, Zy Alexander ain't going to start at corner. He was at Southeastern. He hadn't played anybody. That is a good point. We had the same situation with the kid from McNeese last year, if you remember. Bottom line, folks, is that LSU.
I'm not putting Welch ahead of him.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
I know, but there's somebody in the comment section. You're talking about the comment section.
Yeah. Look, we're just telling you how they're running with the reps, folks. There's no depth chart right now. There's no 1s or 2s or 3s. But when you get reps with the 1s, it makes a difference than when you get them with the 2s and 3s.
But Welch is a guy, though.
Welch is a guy. Denver Harris is a guy. But right now, Zy Alexander and Deuce Chestnut are your starting two corners. Greg Brooks, of course, Major Burns, and Andre Sam are your starting safeties. And once again, we'll continue to chronicle. But got a little animated with the blocking, man. You could tell I'm ready to get in some media. Get to it. By the way, the media's getting along. So far, we haven't had any fisticuffs or any jawing between us.
Well, I got a few I'd like to. I'm gonna clean up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. No, the hat did not come with a free bowl of soup. And we'll see you guys on the other side. Thanks.
Later.